What's going on? I got a guest co-star here at the moment. He's not going to last long, but I had to show him off. He's a little over 10 weeks old. Say hey. Say hey. I'm going to let it hang out for a minute. Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. Joining me very shortly will be my co-host, Lauren Ruiz. And we're going to talk about everything Carolina Panthers. There's lots of Panther things to talk about today. Lots of news with Christian McCaffrey. They had this terrible game yesterday versus the Miami Dolphins. So a lot of things, but I'm going to give this guy back to his mama so that he don't steal the show away from me. Look up. And then we're going to get this, load up your questions. So this show happens every single week for the purpose of, every single week going live for the purpose of answering your questions. So I only have a few things that I want to go over, but they are because I'm answering your questions and some homework that you all gave to me from yesterday. I'm going to play those for you shortly, and then we're going to open it up to your comments. So if you're watching and haven't got to your comments yet, please just go ahead and leave your comments. I will get to them. And then let me also stress this. This show is interactive. So I want you to be on the show. I want you to click on the link. I haven't put it in the comments yet, but I'm going to put that in the comments. You can click on that link, come on the show, state your name, ask your questions, and then sign off. All right. So again, we did this last week, so I want to continue doing it. I want you guys to be on the show. So what that means is I'm going to post a link into the comments here shortly. Willing to get on to ask a question, just click on the link on your cell phone or your computer. It'll bring you onto the show, and then come on, you say your name, say your question, and then I'll take you off, and then I'll go ahead and proceed to answer your question. All right. So let me go ahead and get this guy back to his mama. Mama, you can open the door all the way. There we go. Thank you. All right. Felt like showing the baby off for a minute. Make sure that my microphone is working as I intended to work. It sounds like it's good. Making sure that my camera's giving me what I want it to give me. It is good. And Lauren will be joining us here momentarily. Let me get a few more things up in front of me. Meanwhile, as I get these things up in front of me, let me know how you all are doing. How's everybody doing? How you feeling today after that loss yesterday and with the news from Christian McCaffrey? You feeling good? You feeling bad? Feeling a little angry? How are you feeling? Let me know. Give me just one more second. All right, here we go. Now I got everything up in front of me. It's going to be a very good show. Lots of interactivity. Let me go ahead and say what's up to Brad Holt. Let me go ahead and say what's up to Ali Bodrick. I don't know if I said that correctly. And Taylor Styles and B. Evans. What's going on with everybody? Let me see if I can do something here. I'm going to create this banner. All right. Give me a second. Boom, get that there. Let's see, we show this banner. Boom. I want to get you all on here. What's up, David Chisholm? How you doing, David Chisholm? And then let me invite you guys to the show. So let me get this going. Let's see. Let's see if I can pin this. Oh, can't do that there. Gonna figure all this out real quick. Let's see if that worked for how I wanted it to work so that you all can join onto the show. Actually, that's not a good one to pin. I didn't put the link in there. So let me get this. Let me get this link back right. Sorry. There we go. There we go. All right. So I got that there for anybody that wants to join in on the chat. I think my partner in crime is about to join us here. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready for me to bring you on. I see that you're throwing the hair all over. Oh, you giving me the thumbs up? You ready? Oh, okay. I thought you may want 1 minute. I thought she may want 1 minute. Hour-long show. So, don't get discouraged about this 2-minute delay here before we get really, really going. We're here for everybody. Oh, you giving me the thumbs up? Oh, why you got on that produced? I'm not bringing you on until you put on a different shirt. All right, here you go.
Oh, you can see all my cords. There we go. My computer isn't working, so sorry.
Oh man, hey, but we made it work. We made it work. That's all that's important.
Get on YouTube. I wish I can get this up a little bit higher. I don't know what else I can put. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to leave it.
It's all right. It's all right. Lauren.
Hello.
Welcome to the show tonight. It's been a week or so since we've last seen you. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
It is good to see you too. I'm doing okay. I mean, not very great after yesterday's game, but aside from that, I'm doing good.
I'm sure you're not in the minority with that. I have a question. Let's get a little small talk out the way.
Answer?
Yeah, you got an answer.
Hold on. I got to turn this off. Hold on. The sound from my computer, because I'm going to have to get my comments
You hearing some echo?
There we go. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Oh my goodness. I'm on my...
You look fine to me.
No, not what it looks like. My computer is behind my phone and it's just restarting again. So I can't read comments, but go ahead.
That's all right. I'll read the comments to you. So
okay.
Christmas tree, real or fake?
Fake.
Why not a real tree?
Too much to keep up with. Too much to clean. I'm not about that. My tree looks real.
Was it already decorated or did you have to decorate it?
No, I decorated it.
All right. Good job.
Thanks.
Hey, we're going to get into this show, but before I get into answering your questions again, please leave your comments starting right now. This show is 100% interactive. And also you see scrolling across the bottom, we want you to join the show and ask questions. So we'd like to see you and meet all of our supporters. So there's somebody on already. Taylor's on. So you're going to see what happens right now. But essentially, yes, there's a link that's pinned into the comments. We want you guys to appear on the show. And here's how it's going to work, Taylor, so you can know this as I get ready to bring you on. I am going to bring you on. And when I do, you can state your name and then state your question. And then I'm going to sign you off as we go and answer the question. We're going to do that format just so we can hopefully get through as many people as possible. So I don't mind breaking format to go ahead and jump in with Taylor because I don't want him to keep waiting. Let's see here, Taylor. Give me a second. You ready for me to come in, Taylor? All right, he gave me the thumbs up. Taylor, what's going on?
Hey, fan of the show. I like watching y'all. Y'all pretty good and analytical. My question was, how do y'all feel? And I don't know how long you guys have been Panther fans. I'm assuming if you're a part of the media, you've been a fan for a while. How do you feel compared to other seasons where the season never went well? Like we were 3-8, 2-10, or something like that. How does that compare to the feeling of this season and the direction it's going? Like, is it a bad feeling? Is it a dark feeling for the future? How do y'all feel about that?
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You can go first.
For coming on. That was a really good question to start off with.
It really was.
So, Taylor, in regards to the media, no, everybody's not been a lifelong Panther fans. A lot of media comes from all over the country, trying to get opportunities and jobs, and you kind of just go where the next one is. And like I know for the Charlotte Observer, they've had, probably like 4 or 5 journalists in the past couple of years because of that turnover. But the job is, once you get here, to start to learn the team, definitely for the present, and then start to go backwards and learn about the past. I have myself been here pretty much since the start, but I have not been a journalist since the start, which was 95, right? And to say how it compares, man, I'm not, it's almost like the fresh wound, right? It's like if you're bleeding now, it's hard to think about the wounds from the past. And, Yeah, I don't know. I can tell you how I feel about this one right now. This one's been a huge roller coaster. It's been like, let's start 3-0. Whoa, right? And you're excited. Hey, this is gonna be good. We don't have to wait 3-4 years. Matt Rule got it going right. And then we lose. I don't know. Was it 3 in a row? I know we definitely lost to Dallas. We lost to the Eagles. I know we definitely lost 2 in a row. And then you kind of get this. All right. And then we get rid of Sam Darnold. We get our kicking situation back. Cam Newton comes back. Everybody's excited. We win that first game. It's like, oh, yes, redemption. And then, he plays last week. And I don't think you started the field down last week because I felt like Cam still did pretty good. And then you have what happened yesterday. And it's like, and then you hear the news about Christian McCaffrey. So tough for me to compare. But I will say this one definitely has some really good highs. I mean, you throw in a feel-good story of Cam return and some really, really low lows.
Yeah, I've only been in. Oh, you can still see my cords. I've only been in Charlotte for a little over a year and a half, maybe. So I don't really have much to compare to other than last season. So I guess I'm not probably the best person to answer this question. It's definitely disappointing. I feel like the season right now, there's nowhere else for it to go other than down. I just don't see it turning around this late in the season, which is disappointing in itself. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really the one to answer that because I haven't been in Carolina for that long. But that was a great question.
You've been here long enough to feel the pain.
Yeah, there hasn't been very many positives. I'll say that. It's been pretty painful, but got to stick with it and stick with them.
All right, so we're going to keep it up again. Hey, we want you guys, if you want to leave your comments, we're going to get to those too. But certainly if you want to kind of jump the line, get some priority, the link is pinned in the comments. Click on that link. We'll bring you onto the show so you can state your name and ask your question live because we'd like to see you, like to meet you. Lauren, I like to own that title, man of the people, that you do so well at introducing me at when we do our live shows. So right now I'm going to try something for the first time. It's not revolutionary. It's just me using new software for the first time. And every Sunday we say, hey, what do you guys want to know? What do you wanting to know more? And I'll let you know, hey, either I'm at the game or not at the game. So in the case of yesterday, I was not at the game and I had to ask my questions today. So I am going to attempt to play for you guys my questions that I asked to Matt Rule on your behalf today. And I hope this continues to earn your trust and continues to earn you guys supporting our channel. We love working for you. We love going to get questions answered for you. So I can't say without further ado yet because I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here. And I'm going to click here.
Sorry. It's hard for you to see me. My light just went off, so I'm sorry if I'm dark, but hopefully my computer turns back on. I don't know what's going on.
All right. So
oh,
I think I got it.
A video?
It's a video. I'm going to try to play the audio. So here we go. Coach Rule answering questions that I'm posing that you guys wanted me to find out and get. So here you go. Let's enjoy.
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Coach, I know previously you mentioned about having, I think, about 35 rushes per game. Yesterday, you weren't anywhere near that. Can you talk about why you feel like you guys got away from that game plan yesterday?
Yeah, disappointed in that. As we said before, to be able to run the football, you have to do a couple things. You have to run it well. You have to convert third downs to stay on the field, and you have to not have penalties. So, we had some penalties at times. We had a nice 20-yard run by Chuba. We had a tough call go against us. Brought it back. Really tough call. I thought Pat did an excellent job blocking and got called for a hold. And then, the score got away from us a little bit. So, you're kind of in that fourth quarter. That's a whole quarter of not really running football, of being in rally mode, trying to get back into the game. So, I would say it's a whole group of factors that led to that. Not running it at I wouldn't say a bad level. We ran it at an okay level. And then, Miami did exactly what I told you guys they were going to do. They did what they did to the Ravens. They lined up in zero blitz, and they put everybody up in the line. They dared us to beat it. We beat it one time for a big play to DJ, but obviously did not beat it enough to run them out.
All right. Give me a second. Let me see if I can go back here. So real quick, because I want to get through everybody's questions. I really don't feel like he really answered the question. Maybe he did, but in my opinion, I don't know. I want to keep it quick. Lauren, any comments on that?
Because I'm going to say, I feel like he really kind of avoided it a little bit.
He just kind of gave me some commentary.
Yeah, it's like we
about
already
it, but,
knew all that. Yeah.
But I will say this. I don't agree with what he said in that they weren't like blowing us out 30 points in the first quarter. You know, things weren't going our way very early on, and they came out on us pretty quick. But we weren't down like we must pass the ball from the first quarter on to the end of the game. It really didn't start to happen until about the midway through the third quarter where it started to get out of control. But nevertheless, hey, man of the people working for you guys. Let's go on to the next question here. Let me try this, see if I can get this right. And speaking of the scoring, you guys had 7 in the first quarter, 3 in the second, and 0 in the second half. Was it adjustments needing to be made from the original? Let's see. Hold on. Game plan or just execution not, being the reason for that downturn like that?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say we had 3 in the second quarter. I'd say that wasn't an offensive field goal. That was the defense. Unbelievable job by Frankie and getting down with 1 second and kicking that. So we were held to 7 points. I think everything's always a little bit of everything. There's opportunities we had out there to execute that we didn't. At the same time, we have to put our guys in the best position to make plays, and we have to be able to burn the blitz and handle the blitz. We have to defeat man-to-man coverage. Have to protect the football. So, I think everything's always you start with the coaching. We have to coach it better. We have to put our guys in better position to be successful, and then we have to execute at a higher level.
All right, so there you have it. 2 of your questions that were asked today. I got a chance to actually get in 4 questions. So let me also give a quick shout out to, I just glanced in our comments. We have the Panther Nation podcast. I don't know which one of the great guys it is. What'd you say?
I said their names, Rashad and Dave.
There you go. Help me out, mute my mic because there was a slight echo, so I got rid of that. But yes, those were 2 of the questions that were asked. Continue. Looks like Rashad is the one that's on right now. Let's ready to continue on because, again, I want to go through all the comments that are here. And, hey, any and everybody that's watching this show right now, interactive show, leave your comments. We're going to go through them once I've finished getting these questions answered for you guys that you wanted me to get. But if you want to skip the line, what do they do, Lauren?
They got to click the link.
That's right. And then what do they do once they click the link? They come on the show. You'll be in this waiting room. I ask you to give me a thumbs up. When you do, state your name, state your question, and then you'll be on our show, and we'd love to meet you. So
yeah,
let me see if I can continue to work this out. So I think my next 2 questions were not those directly asked from fans, but, we've been getting a lot of penalties, and he's been talking about penalties, and he's talking about penalties may becoming contagious, and refs are looking for it. So I asked him about the penalties and what they're doing for that. And I forget the other one, so I'm just going to play it so you guys can hear this. Let me see if I can get this right again this second time. I didn't do bad for my first time trying to do this.
You did good.
Let's see. I'm going to try again. I really don't feel like this is it. But let's see here. Coach, what went into Terrace Marshall being inactive? Let's see. Yesterday.
We wanted Matt Cole up for special teams. It's going to be 80 degrees down there. Miles Hartsfield's been doing a lot, being the gunner, with Stanley Thomas to Oliver out, being the gunner, running down. So we wanted to have Matt Cole up to cover kicks and help us in the special teams game. We thought special teams would be big in this game. Obviously we had the punt block against us, so they're big against us. We did run the punt fake, which was good. So we did that with Matt, and then I think we thought that matchup wise versus man, just having Shy's speed out there would help us. So I don't think it's an indication of anything for Terrace long term. I would expect Terrace to be probably up in another game. We just knew that this game was going to be a 0 blitz, man to man, come after you. And like DJ did, we had hoped that we would have 2, 3, 4 chances to run by them, block it all up, and throw the ball down the field.
All right, let me see if I can get this back here. So again, just quick pauses because you guys are loading us up with comments. Please continue to load us up with comments. Hey, we haven't asked for it in a long time, but if you are feeling like we're doing a good job over here, we don't mind a super chat. Our channel is 100% supported by your contributions and donations, whether it's $1, whether it's $10, whatever you want to give to help us do what we do. We would like it and appreciate it. You know, Lauren, when I hear that explanation about Terrace Marshall starting, not playing, he was inactive yesterday, and he talks about Shi Smith. You know, I'm a small fan of Shi Smith. Anytime I meet a guy and talk to him one-on-one, I'm a little bit of an extra fan. So I'll admit that to you guys as I talk about it. But I'm like, oh yeah, Shi Smith. You know, I didn't even realize the guy was playing yesterday. Now I'm a little disadvantaged watching from home, but I didn't even realize Shi Smith played yesterday. I don't even know if he had any targets. But I know he definitely did not have any receptions. So I'm going to not tease you guys for questions to ask, but I mean, wow, if my game plan is deactivate one player, take advantage of the speed of another player and put him out there in the nice warm sun of Florida where he can run fast, I certainly would like to think I get him the ball at least one time.
You would think, right?
But, you know, let me go back to this. So I'm going to mute our mic so we can play this without an echo. Hold on. Here we go. And about the penalties, I know you're trying to get a hold of having penalties on this team. Previously, you guys were doing something with that DBO sign at practice. Are you still doing something like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say again, you divide the penalties up into two categories. You know, Hassan Reddick had 2 15-yard personal fouls, right? I mean, that can't happen. So that's 30 yards of penalties right there. I think we had 7. That's 2 of them. False start, can't have that, right? I mean, we had a hold go against us, which was tough. Guys are playing hard, you know, but I think we all know yesterday wasn't our best day up front. You know, sometimes when we get these holds up front on the offensive line, that's as indicative of just, you know, just kind of trying to battle up front and where we're at. So, you know, the focus penalties we're going to keep trying to eliminate, but, you know, I think it's a little deeper at this point than running to a sign. It's decisions that guys are making, but sometimes it's also in the battle. You know, a lot of guys asked me yesterday, you know, are the guys listening? Are they just doing their job? Some of the jobs we ask guys to do are really, really hard. Blocking some of these guys are hard, or being in your gaps hard. And sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. Sometimes penalties come when we're not necessarily winning. Two of the penalties holds we had yesterday were tough, you know, were ones that we didn't need, and they brought back good plays.
There we go. Got the mics on mute. I'm going to stop it right there. Was lucky enough to get in 4 questions today. I think that was courtesy of a 9 a.m. call with Coach Rule, which makes us, you know, we're used to working long hours, but I would say most of us are used to, you know, about 11 o'clock things start rolling in. You might have a late day. So that 9 o'clock conference call, turned into a Zoom call at the last minute with Coach Rule. I feel like some people were slow to get on, but I'm happy I was able to get in 4 questions on it. So for me, when he answered the question about, you know, having that DBO, don't beat ourselves sign out there, I know that was a lot of attention in the preseason. The guys have to run out to that sign and touch it. And I hadn't, you know, heard anybody ask him about that recently. And then I do appreciate the fact that he said, I think it's deeper than that. I kind of ignored all the rest, but he's like, I think it's deeper than that. So yeah, I think it's deeper than that. Lauren, what you got?
I think it's deeper than that. No, I'm kidding. No, I was just listening to that whole thing because yesterday I was really disappointed with all the penalties. So that's the only thing I focused on in that entire part of Coach Rule talking. But I don't know. It's hard for me to stay positive at this point. I'm just really disappointed. I want to stay positive for this, but I have a lot of feelings that I'll get off my chest a little bit later. But
get them off. We're not going past 9 o'clock.
I don't know. The penalty on Hassan, I listened to his post-game conference when he said, I take full accountability. I take responsibility. I shouldn't have done that. I'm a leader on this team and I shouldn't have reacted that way. However, he was provoked. I don't know if anyone saw that, but like he got straight up like hit like that. So that's the way he reacted. And I understand like where he's coming from of saying, you know, he's taking responsibility and he's being held accountable for his actions. But I don't know. It's so hard when you see things like replayed and rewatch it. Like it's so hard to think of like how hard it must be to contain yourself, you know, and not to react that way. but he is a big leader on the team, so he's got to. I guess he just got to do better. But
Yeah,
I give him credit for at least taking accountability.
Yeah, I give him credit for taking accountability, but here's where I say he has the ability to overcome that. It's like when you're a rookie, when you're new, you might kind of forget how it affects everything that happens afterwards. But being a veteran, he knows good and well, like you need to wait till another play and just hit him extra hard
Yeah.
or something. But you can't get that because now you're going to cost your team dearly. And that's the part that the veteran should know. Like you got to suck this up for the other 10 guys that are out there with you fighting that battle. So
yeah, there were a lot of penalties, not just him. I think Trent Scott had one. I can't remember who else. I think he had the holding, but there were a lot of penalties yesterday. That game was hard to watch.
Hard to watch. All right, so we're going to continue to try to do a lot of cool new stuff today, and then we're going to get into your questions. So let me
because
see if
I still cannot see the comments. So my computer's still doing something in the background.
You don't need to see the comments. I got you.
Okay.
You.
Perfect.
Let me. I'm just doing something here that should take me 20 seconds.
Sweet. I thought my computer would be done, but it's not.
All right, let's see.
It might be done.
Hopefully this works. Did it work? I don't feel like it worked. Let me check something one more time. Let's see. Give me a second. I don't think it worked. Did you guys see this poll just pop up on your screen? I didn't see it on my screen. I'm not going to try to do it too long, but I did not see it pop up on the screen. OB Evans says it worked. You guys can see that poll that just popped up on the screen. All right. Well, if you guys say that you can see it, I'm just going to take your word for it for now. Or Shad, or whichever one's on here, help me out saying that it showed up. So answer that question. We're gonna read the results of that. So Lauren, right now there's a poll that I just put up, and it asked the question of should Matt Rule finish out the season, yes or no? We don't have to answer. We're just gonna let the people answer. But you know what we're gonna do, Lauren? We got 30 minutes to get our butts in gear and answer these questions. All right. So I know you don't have the questions. I'm going to read them.
No, I got them. My computer finally turned back on.
All right. Well, nevertheless, they're also going to be on the screen. So first one up, Brad Holt. Brad, do you work? I'm just kidding. I saw you on somebody else's. I think I was able to get on to PNP's live broadcast for a second earlier today, and I saw you on there. So I'm just making fun of you. Do you think that Matt Rule and Joe Brady have done enough to come back next year? So I'm prepared for the responses, right? So at this point, I feel like not necessarily that Matt Rule has done enough to warrant coming back, but I don't feel like he's done so terrible to not come back a third year. So let me say it again. I don't feel like he's done something phenomenal that says you have to bring him back. But I'm looking at it from a whole business standpoint, how long his contract was for. I forget if it was 9 or 10 years, but I know it's a heck of a lot of money. And I'm thinking about the time when I was sitting in the room with David Tepper, and he talked about this thing is going to take time. This thing is not going to be fixed in 1 year. He's trying to change a culture, and you can't just change a culture in one season. You could change you could win for 1 year, but you don't necessarily implement a culture of like, this is a winning franchise. So for that reason, I feel like Tepper is not happy, but I feel like he's wanting to, at this point, say, let's go another year with Coach Rule because of how much he's invested in him and how he just hasn't done atrociously. Now, speaking of the offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, I feel like he's much more not earned the right to come back next year. If we just look at the fact that I asked Coach Rule today about the scoring, I think it was 7-3-0-0, and he even pointed out. So a lot of people give Coach Rule a hard time, but I still give him a pretty good rating for not giving you a lot of coach talk and revealing some, layers behind there. Because when I told him stay about 7-3-0-0 in terms of scores per quarter, he himself said, basically, don't count that 3 points in the second quarter, because that was not an offensive possession. That was a turnover, and that was lucky enough to get a second on the clock. And you got a kick, shouts out to Zane Gonzalez, at the end of the quarter, and made it 10 points in the first half. So I feel like Joe Brady is not doing a good job of adjusting his game plan to whatever is being given to him. And this is something that I feel like I saw a lot when Shula was our offensive coordinator. The inability to make adjustments to your game plan once things are not going as you hope that they should go. That could be the only reason you go 7-3-0-0 when you have so many talented people. Yes, Christian McCaffrey got hurt, but I don't feel like this team is nothing. Like, I don't feel like it goes Christian McCaffrey, then you go down into the pits when you have Amir or Chuba come out there and run the ball. Because we have less than 30 minutes, I'm going to stop. I was about to go on the roll. Lauren, give you a chance to say anything, because I forgot. We got to move fast at this point.
No, I completely agree. I was going to say a lot of people probably disagree with me, but to answer that question in the poll, I do think Matt Rule should finish out the season, and I do think he should get another year next year, because I don't think he's done enough to not stay. But I completely agree with you 100% on Joe Brady. So I'll keep it short and sweet, but we're pretty much on the same page.
Hey, so again, we'd love for you all to appear on the show. There's a link that is floating in there. Probably just scroll up to see it. Click on it. You can come on the show. Love to hear you ask your question. Let's move on. Welcome back, Chris and Lauren.
Hello,
what are the
Ali.
possibilities of Christian being on this team next season?
All right, good question. You want me to go first this time?
Yeah, I'll let you take this one by yourself.
So personally, I think, running back position is obviously higher chance of getting injured. However, Christian has not been able to stay healthy. It's been different injuries each time. I do not think that he will be here next season. However, if we do keep him, I feel like we're going to have to reconstruct his contract, because I don't think we can afford to continue to pay him if he's not playing. I feel like for the amount of money that we did pay him and the contract that he got, he's played very few games, and it's just not worth the money at this point. So if he is here, I feel like his contract will be reconstructed. But I just don't think he'll be here, but we'll have to see. You go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm gonna keep us moving, because we got
okay.
We got a lot to get through, so you're fine. You can answer. Taylor Styles, I don't know what you're saying. I guess all. But welcome back. What's up, B Evans? I'm looking for that flight. Do you guys still see the poll that I put up? I think it might have come down.
I don't see it anymore on YouTube on my computer.
Well, anyway, yeah, well, it's happening. I see people responding, so I would say it's working. So in a minute, I'm going to go and share with you guys the results of that poll. And we'll do a few more polls before we are done with the show tonight. Let's continue to run through it. Taylor Styles is going to be honest. This is the worst. Can you see these comments in real time, Lauren? Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, I can read it. I'm going to be honest, Chris. This is the worst I felt about this team since I became a fan in 2008. I fear our future more, I think, than ever 2010 and 2019. More than even 2010 and 2019 . But
fears the future more than
more
she
than
did when they were bad back then.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is I can say is keep the faith. I mean, as much as we're all disappointed and frustrated, the only thing we can continue to do is support these guys. So I'll just say that.
Did you just do the keep hope alive chant?
You can't, when you're a fan, you can't just give up on your team, regardless of how bad they're doing and how angry you are. If you're a true fan, you will never give up on them. So that's how I feel. What's
up, David Chisholm? Appreciate you logging in. And let's see. There's me. Hey, at least in 2010, I knew we had good options in the draft, but this year,
face palm.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't do much research into what's coming in the future. I don't watch college football, so I don't know what the draft is looking like for next year, but I'll definitely read your comment, Taylor, that doesn't look promising. Felix, I feel like it's going to cost me $10,000 in therapy if our online, you said online, thanks for the correction, Lauren, doesn't learn to block and our coaches don't figure out it's not college anymore. Hey, just give me 10%, man, and I will help you with some therapy. And, we can have some one-on-ones once a week. But, our O-line has gotten better. And
Mhm.
with the game yesterday, I don't feel like it was trash with our O-line. Cam was only sacked one time. And, he might have to move around, but Cam was only sacked one time. To me, he didn't appear like he was under distress, running for his life the whole game. Now, unfortunately, when my man PJ Walker came in, I don't know if the O-line said, when the game's over, I'm going to rest for the plane ride back.
They got
And,
right to him.
Yeah, PJ Walker, it was like, man, that one play with Taylor Moton, and I love Taylor. He just got and Taylor's a big dude. So, yeah. Trill said, what's up, Chris and Lauren?
What's up, Trill?
All right, here you go, Lauren. Read this.
Rashad, I'm a lifelong Panther fan, and this does feel different. Sad.
Got another for you.
Panthers fans need therapy. Yes, they do.
Hey, so I'm not sure. Again, I forget. I know. I think it's Rashad that's on right now.
It's Rashad, yeah.
Rashad, go ahead and come on the show for 2 seconds, man, and tell us how you feel. We want to see.
We need to get him on the full show though.
Hey, that's scheduled. It's upcoming.
Yay.
I'll let the people know.
Sweet.
I got some other people. I'm trying to get everything balanced out, but yes, they will absolutely, positively be on the show.
Shout out PNP.
Hey, you read this one and I'll answer it.
David says, I think it feels different because we were sold something and bought into it and given something else. This is just terrible.
So yeah, so the really tough thing, again, I touched on this before, was that Sam Darnold comes in. I can't say that I was super excited. I was, needing to learn about this guy, but he comes in 3-0. He's having these 300-yard passing games, and I feel good about our chances to be a competitive team. And then we go down. Cam comes back, feel good. So yeah, it's a lot of I forget what they call it. I trade stocks. I think they pump and dump. If you ever heard of that, if anybody that plays stocks, it's like we got the whole pump and dump on some good old shares of Carolina Panthers this year. Man, and David Tepper can appreciate that because that's how he got rich. Right? All right. Do you think placing Christian McCaffrey on IR is an excuse for the coaching staff to keep their job? Lauren, I'm going to give you this one because I'm going to try to be short with my, I don't want to take up all the talking time. But go ahead and go.
I don't think so. That's my short answer. I'm not going to get into it, but I don't think so.
Oh, you're going to give me that much talking time, huh?
Yeah, I thought we have not very much time, so I just thought you wanted a short and sweet answer.
Well, I didn't want you to, do you want more time? Because we got
no, it's okay.
seconds.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Right.
You're good.
She'll give it to me. No, it's not an excuse. I know when things go bad, we like to look for all those conspiracy theories. And I know when Sam Darnold was hurt, I think maybe some reporter may have asked or tried to ask to say, man, it's mighty convenient that Sam Darnold sucks. And then you throw him on IR. And coach said basically, no, they've been without Christian McCaffrey most of the season anyway. So to me, no, you couldn't use the Christian McCaffrey as the lifesaver in this one, but appreciate it. Thanks for asking my suggested question, Chris. Anytime. So, hey, anybody that's out there, whether you got my email, my phone number, my Twitter, my Instagram, any questions that you guys have, let me know. Of course, I can't get to them all, but I will try to get to as many of them as I can. Those that I can't ask, I will try to answer with my knowledge about the situation and give it to you. So appreciate you, Rashad, PNP, reaching out to ask me that question. So I was very happy to get that question in. So quick pause. 2 things. Let's go ahead and reveal the results of that poll before we go to the next one. All right.
Can I guess before we reveal it?
Should Coach Rule finish out the season?
I
you
think
guys
he
are voting
should,
as I speak.
From Twitter, from all the things I see on Twitter, I think that the people that are going to answer this are going to say no, just out of pure frustration.
Well, it was yes.
Maybe wrong. Really?
70% yes.
Okay.
And 30% no for Coach Rule finishing out the season.
Okay.
So,
I voted he should finish.
Did you vote?
I voted yes. I voted yes, he should finish it.
Oh, man, I was hoping I could do more than one poll. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to get the second poll started.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Yep, I'm going to read that one too, just a second. Or you can do it. You can give them if you can.
Regime, is it Regime? Regime, that dude, the second $10 super chat. Shout out to you. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know in the comments. I apologize, but I think that it's Regime. If not Resume, I don't know, but I'm hoping I'm right.
All right, boom. Question number 2 has been put up. Do you think that Cam Newton gives us the best chance to win? Lauren, that's not for you to answer, for the people to answer. So answer that question. That poll's out there. Do you think Cam Newton gives us the best chance to win? Let's go ahead and move on to the next question. The offensive line worked last week, so why change it? No QB can throw the ball, and no back can run the ball without blocking, and they didn't block at all yesterday. Shaking my head. Okay. Comment? Keep on moving.
Keep on moving. I agree. I don't know why.
Next time, ask Coach Rule why he sucks at coach. Zai, you always try to do this to me. You always if you can somehow reword that question very intelligently, where you can see through the lines and say, "Oh, Chris just asked him if he sucks." I'll consider that one, but just straight up saying, "Hey, I'd like to turn in my credentials and never be able to cover the game again." Coach, why do you suck? I mean, I don't think they'd kick me out, but they probably want to talk to me afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ask that.
Spacer got some love for Panther Nation podcast. Just trying to keep my head up. This franchise keeps knocking me down. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Antoine Henderson, what's going on? Right now, clocked in. Appreciate you clocking in. I think that's meaning that you're at work and you're tuning in to us. I'm going to assume. Appreciate it. All right, Lauren, you first. You ready?
Felix, the question is, how much weight did y'all gain over Thanksgiving, especially Chris and Rashad, since he's in here? I dare not ask Lauren. Oh, you can ask me. Thanksgiving is my favorite. I'll be honest, I love to eat. I love eating, and Thanksgiving food is one of my favorite things to eat. So I don't think I gained weight, though. I've been at a solid weight for probably like 3 years, and it hasn't really fluctuated. So I think I'm good.
Did you pig out on anything in particular, or you were just pretty even?
Okay,
eater?
my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is the sides, and I'm obsessed with sweet potato casserole or sweet potato, literally anything. So I had ham, sweet potato, I had mashed, I have like all the carbs, mac and cheese, like literally everything you can think of. Load my plate up.
All right, so my turn. My Thanksgiving. So we had all the what my middle son calls Boy Kingdom was here, and my brother was in town, and everyone was at my house. So I didn't really pig out, I would say, because I was trying to make sure that everybody was taken care of. But I can't say if they weren't here, if it was just, the immediate family, if I would have pigged out. I don't know. It's hard for me to pig out. I don't know, at home. I don't know. But no, I didn't pig out. So I'm pretty sure that I did not gain any weight. Didn't make it to the gym today because I know some of you guys that subscribe, go to my gym, called me out last week. But I will be there tomorrow. I had to go in early today because there was so much work in that Coach Rule press conference was at 9 o'clock. Rashad, if you're on, they want to know how much weight you gained, man. So let us know. How do you folks feel about the coaching staff? Shouldn't the coaching staff know what they're getting into when they bring a top-notch quarterback in and get him into the scheme? Well,
you going or me?
Yeah,
I feel like we already talked about the coaching staff and how we feel about them, at least 2 of them. But I mean, I personally I really didn't think that Cam was ever even going to be brought back into the Panthers organization. So that was a complete shock to me anyway. But I was feeling solid and positive about Cam until yesterday. I was like, so yeah, I don't know. I feel I don't want to say too much about the coaching staff because you guys will come for me, but
say it.
No,
say
I don't. I mean, I don't have that many. I understand people being frustrated, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach. I get that you want to put all the blame on them, but it can't all be put on them. It just can't. A lot of it can be, but
so you don't want Brady to go?
Oh no, like I said, I think Joe Brady is one of them that I can say yes, I could see him going, but I don't think Matt Rule needs to go yet. That's just how I feel though. So right. I don't want to say too much about them.
Do you think after the bye week we can scheme our offense like we did in Arizona? So I don't feel like it's necessarily the game plan scheme beforehand that would do us in. I feel like it's the end game analysis that would need to be changed, because I honestly feel like they had a plan before Arizona and they were just lucky enough for it to work. And I don't want to say like pure lucky, but it worked. It gave them what they needed to have. And then on the other side, their defense gave them a great game. Like, sometimes we forget and maybe got spoiled by how great this defense is. Like that when you're a top three, and I forget what they currently are as overall as a team, but when you're that great of a defense, not allowing points, not allowing rushing yards, not allowing passing yards, getting all these sacks, you're giving the other team zero performance. And then you have us doing well on offense or doing average and we do good. So then what happens is when our defense plays average, like a middle of the road team in the NFL, which you cannot be mad about if that happens, because it should happen from time to time, then you need our offense to be at least average. But anyway, I'm going long to say that I don't believe it's a matter of the scheme. I feel like it's a matter of making some in-game adjustments to make things happen properly. Good old, what's his name? Bill Belichick, of course, one of the greatest of all time. So, hey, guess what happened the first year that he lost Tom Brady? Things went down. He had a good plan, but it just took a moment for him to get some other pieces in place. And guess what? Now he's still showing that he's brilliant of a coach. And he has that team, I think, at 8-4. They're in the first place. They're doing great. But anyway, time crunch. So appreciate the question, Kevin McFarland. We're going to keep on moving.
Do we re-sign Cam Newton next year? If we based it off of yesterday's performance, absolutely not. However, we have a few more games. Wait, how many games are left? Five? Yeah, 5.
We got 2 more at Bank of America Stadium and 3 on the road.
If Cam turns it around and performs pretty well the next few games, I'd say there might be a possibility. But if he continues to play like yesterday, definitely not. What do you think?
Whose fault do you think it was that he played like he did yesterday?
I mean, the completion, like what was his complete? His pass rating was so low.
It was like 5.
Let's be real. 5
or
It was
6.
so low. What was, I can't even think what he was.
It was in the single digits.
It was in the single digits. I just don't understand. Like some of the throws made absolutely no sense to me. I was really disappointed. I'm not going to say too much about that other than I was incredibly disappointed with Cam's performance yesterday. And I guess you can blame it on whoever you want, but I feel like he just had a bad game. And I'm just going to put his performance on him for sure, because some of those passes were questionable.
Yeah, so it's a little early to say should we re-sign Cam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's early.
I feel like this one kind of gets above where my current knowledge is. So I'm always going to be straight up honest about where I am with my analysis on things, because I think it comes into knowing more about Sam Darnold's contract, knowing more about Christian McCaffrey, what they can do there, knowing more about what's coming up in the draft. And I'm not that expert of analysis on all those different facets. But I will say if Cam plays just better, then it deserves some serious consideration. If they can get some things right where you have what you think you should have with Cam, not trying to make him throw 30 passes a game, not trying to make him throw all down the field a lot, but using his athletic ability and the fear that he puts in cornerbacks when he's running in people's eyes, and just get him to not do turnovers, then I feel like you can roll with that for another year or two and maybe try to wait for somebody in the draft. I don't know all the exact layout of the draft and who's in there, but I'm sure they have guys that this is all they have to do is look at scout colleges. You may say, hey, in a couple of years, we might can get this guy. Anyway, my thoughts. Moving on. Appreciate the question. That question came from Antoine Henderson and Kevin McFarland. Play our best football last. All right, let me go to this last poll because we're starting to run long, kind of, sort of. All right. You remember what the question was, Lauren? Does Cam Newton give this team the best chance to win? We are at, what do you think they said? What do you think?
Probably yes. They'd probably say yes.
Okay, yeah. 79% says that Cam Newton, yes, gives us the best chance to win. and 21% said no. I should have asked a question like we just had in terms of should we resign Cam Newton for next year, but I didn't. All right, again, we got about 10 minutes left. I would say we could go extra because we're not going to be on next week, but I didn't clear that with Lauren beforehand, and we both have other people that are probably waiting for us to get off, so we have to
And
stick.
it's bye week.
Yeah, so we have to stick to our 10 more minutes. But maybe if you guys really love us, really miss us, we'll go live again this week. There's some more breaking news, like Joe Brady seen at Charlotte Douglas Airport. But you can say, hey, this is bye week. All right, let me get it together so we can go through these questions. I appreciate everybody submitting. Chris, hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Thanks, Moni 2K. I did. Matt Rule needs a DBO sign in his office. Very good, Trill. Very good. Moni, you enjoyed the live. Appreciate you signing on. Felix feels like this coaching staff can't be trusted with any incoming quarterback. Look at almost every podcast. The consensus is almost identical. They got to go. Trill says there's just some inner talk there. There's some more talk. I'm just trying to move through these. Sign Adrian Peterson. He's out the league maybe 4 years ago. So do you guys think the season is over as far as a wild card is? And do you think Carolina will still be looking for a future quarterback next season? It's been tough being Panther fans the last 4 years. Super Trebo, I appreciate it. I do feel like our wild card chances are over. I mean, the one thing that we honestly, actually at this very moment have going for us is that we have not lost a division game, and everybody else has lost a division game. So there is statistically hope, but not that I felt like Christian McCaffrey was our lifeline. We were winning. No, we didn't win without him. We played respectable without him. We might have won one game without him, but I know we were not winning without him. But with Christian being out and the play calling being like what it is, with Cam Newton so far showing us good Cam, bad Cam, same thing Sam Donald, good Sam, bad Sam, you need to be covered. Like if Coach Rule is going to earn and deserve to continue to be here and Federer as well, then they will make the business decisions to say we need to cover our butts and we need to make sure that we have talent in the pipeline. You know, Rule has built the defense. Obviously, that was his first order of business, was get his defense in order. Defense wins championships. So he has that. Yes, there are some problems there, but let's not forget this is the top, I don't know the exact number, but I know we're definitely top 5 youngest teams in the NFL. And I'm not trying to give coaches any kind of alibis because, yes, Joe Brady needs to coach better when you have 7 points, 3.00. But on the defensive side and some of the mistakes, a very young team. I'm going to go to the next one just for the sake of time. Shouts out to Panther Nation Podcast. And Tommy saying, good question from somebody, B. Evans. I'm way behind with these comments.
Yeah.
Let me scroll pretty fast. Panthers need to play. They did in Arizona, and hopefully we can get great against the Atlanta and the Bills, says Kevin McFarland. I feel Rule might go to Oklahoma. I'm not on that bus. Joe Brady hasn't done enough, I feel, and to say he was wanting to be a head coach contender. Appreciate the Tommy. I think our defense has been figured out. Amari, what's up with the graphic, man? Come on. I don't think you think our defense has been figured out?
I think so.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You want to elaborate, or you want to keep it short?
No, I just really think so. I feel like we have a lot of weapons in the defensive line. What would have changed your mind? I mean, they played so great the whole season up until the last game before this previous game. I mean, I don't think they did terrible yesterday. I really don't.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. I admit when I'm wrong and can be swayed. I'm human. Continuing to go through these. David Tepper got a lot to think about this offseason. Sure does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right now we have a culture of penalties. Says true. We are the least penalized team with Ron. Matt definitely changed the culture.
Oh.
All right, let's keep on going.
Felix.
That means accept the mediocrity, and based on what he's done to the culture here, getting rid of Cam from the beginning was his first mistake among many. Rule and Brady aren't in college now, says Felix. I'm going to let you read the next couple here, Lauren. You can wait for them to appear on the screen.
Spacer, I just don't get it, man. This team's shortcomings are beyond anyone's understanding. Charles Bennett, Joe Brady shouldn't finish out the season. To each their own, but fair. Anthony, hello, Lauren. Go Panthers. I've been a fan since 1995. Well, you've been a fan since the year that I was born, so 26 years and counting. Shout out to you. Felix, Cam's been here less than a month. He's played 3 games, great in 2, but as soon as he had one bad game without knowing the full playbook, here comes the haters with that. I told you. So crap. I mean, quarterbacks always get the most heat, so. Gordon says, yes, Phil has never been great at making adjustments after the half.
Hey, and last but not least, Lauren, I'm going to give you one more comment.
Tommy, I'll never give up on you, Lauren. Shout out to you, Tommy. Appreciate it.
Hey, so we're going to continue to run through these comments. We got a super chat, which Lauren gave out some comments too early, but I'm just now seeing it. Regime that dude the second. Appreciate your $10 donation. Again, a quick reminder that we are 100% supported by you guys and your contributions and donations. Lauren, I'm going to talk to you about this on camera, but I think that we should try to maybe see if we can rally a fundraiser around us traveling to that game in Tampa Bay. It's like, and is it the last game of the season that's away in Tampa Bay? Do you know?
Oh, no, the last one's home.
Against Tampa?
Mm-hmm. At least I think. Shoot.
No, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong because it's in January. So,
okay, let me.
Hey, all of our supporters, I would like to. I got to get it together. I got to figure out the total cost of how much we need to raise. But I'm only presenting this because again, we don't have any big corporate sponsors. You don't see banners all over our page from this company or that company. You don't see the commercials playing during our videos, and you see us do a lot of content coverage that you don't see other media do, and that's because we're independently owned. So look for that coming up. Hopefully you guys will be supportive of it, but I would like to get that fundraiser going to get us to that last game. We've only traveled to I traveled to only Atlanta by myself this year. Normally like to try to travel to at least 4 or 5 games. So be on the lookout for that. But let's go ahead.
That Tampa Stadium is so loud. They have the cannon that goes off. Oh my goodness.
You've been there before?
Yes, I went last season. Whew.
Oh yeah, I've never been to Tampa. I've been to Tampa several times. It's actually a place that
never
me
the
and
stadium.
The Mrs. like to go to, call it our second home, but I've never been to an actual game in Tampa. All right, here we go. See what's going on. Shelly Long, who cares if he finishes? You guys, Brad Holt, do you think the coaches did a better last season than they have this season? They definitely had better results last season. Shelly does not like our quarterbacks. KPM, any chance we rotate PJ and Cam against the Falcons? So there is a chance, but right now coach is saying that that's not the plan. You know, they're going to continue to keep PJ available, keep PJ aware. Of course, PJ still knows some things that Cam doesn't know, but right now it's not a plan to have PJ be a dual threat kind of situation. Let's see. Offense play calling is bad. Football is the momentum sport. Thus defense on the field too long. They got to do better. Yes, I had to paraphrase. You know, I got my little kids in the house, so I don't want to read everything. Is it me or the wide receivers giving up on routes too early? Very good question. I have not watched what they call the all-22 film of the game yesterday to really see that. Last couple games, again, I didn't travel to, so I can't see from the press box. But, man, you know, if they did that against Miami, then they're just dumb because everybody knew that Miami was going to blitz the heck out of you. And he said that they put Shi Smith and some other people in place because they needed some fast guys out there. So if you're giving up on your route early, given this situation from this last game, then, hey, maybe players and coaches need to go because that's just absolutely dumb. Do we get rid of Joe Brady now or wait until the end of the season?
I think wait.
I think you can wait because one thing that I say is a disadvantage for Matt Rule is that he does not have a lot of connections on the pro level of as far as who people he might want to bring in and complement to run his system. And he doesn't have years of having something in place. So I feel like it's more so Joe Brady, come to my office. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're now a puppet for the rest of the season. I'm going to tell you what to do, and you darn sure better do it. So that's what I feel could happen there. Ask Matt, why have their game time adjustments been so poor, especially coming out of halftime? DJ Moore does not take hits. He gives up. You guys have been talking about DJ lately. KPM Joe Brady to LSU or Florida, maybe Oklahoma after Lincoln Riley announced going to USC. Let's see. Let's talk about this. We're about right at an hour. We're going to make this our last question, unfortunately. Do I have a lot of comments that I missed? All right. Yeah, we got to go a few minutes longer, Lauren. But let's go ahead and talk about Christian McCaffrey. You up first, lady. Ladies first.
What, talking about Christian McCaffrey being gone?
Well, this comment here, Christian McCaffrey is gone. Cam is back. Tank time. Are you frozen?
Yeah. No. Wait. Did I look frozen?
I'm messing because you weren't moving or saying anything. You're just like la la land.
I just don't know. I mean, so you're saying that we're going to tank? Is that what Jose?
Well, let's just address, is Christian McCaffrey needing to go or stay?
Well, we talked about that.
I know. Well, we're going to touch on it again for those who might have missed the beginning.
Do you want to talk about what you think, or do you want me to go?
All right, I'll go because maybe you went the first time.
Yeah, because I think I did talk about him.
I've said it and will continue to say until I feel differently, at which point I'll tell you I feel differently. I feel like Christian McCaffrey is a great player, is a tremendous asset. And what I have been saying is that while he is still, I feel, very well respected by a lot of other ball clubs, it's a good time to try to see what you can get if you dangle the carrot in front of some team out there in terms of their assets, being their current players or their draft picks, to get a lot more depth in the areas that we need on the offensive side. Now, I know there's some other things like contracts and stuff that I just don't know about, but I say that you should certainly be dangling the carrot out there and seeing, because what can happen is if he continues to get banged up, then we're going to get nothing for it. I mean, not to the fault of Christian, because he made a post today, which I thought was pretty revealing, because I don't feel like I don't see all of his posts. But in his post on Instagram today, he said that in trying to be the great athlete, and I feel like Coach Rule actually talks about this, and not everybody always thinks about this, but like the greatest athletes don't necessarily have the best lives, because they have to ingrain themselves so much in work, exercise, and that's all they do, right? Yep. And I've said to myself, like, oh, I got the video just on you. Sorry, why didn't you tell me I had the video just on you?
Because I didn't want to interrupt you.
I'm sitting here not thinking that, because I'm looking at you feeling like we're talking, but it was just you. Sorry about that. But hey, let's go ahead and just put both of us up here. So he talked about that he's, family, friends, and other people, how he's had to put those people on the back burner and just focus on being the best athlete that he can, and how devastated he is that now he's dealing with he's been sidelined for the rest of the season. It's like, wow, that's deep. That's a lot. So I know this guy busts his butt to be in the best physical condition. But the fact is, running backs don't automatically get 10 years in this league, because their bodies get beat up so much every single play, running hard, running up against these guys. And sometimes, no matter how much you train your body, you just can't continue to battle through that. Mm-hmm. And so that, what he did yesterday, well, I don't know if I have an opinion on how that happened, or if it should not have happened, if it could have happened to anybody. But yeah, for that reason, that's how I feel. Let's go ahead and try to run through some more.
Jeremiah says Matt needs to go. It seems like he regressed this year from last year, and seems like his team is not prepared. I'd have to disagree on that one, but to each their own.
I don't know about this, but if it's true, that's pretty bad. Trent Scott got a 0 score in Pro Football Focus.
I don't think that's true.
Looks like we got a Cardinals fan in here. Is that what this is?
It's in my DNA. Interesting. You beat us. So, wow. Then you tank the rest of the way. Wow. Rude.
I bet you that would hurt, though, right? If you're an Arizona Cardinal fan, like how dare we just get beat and slapped, and then they just
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. With the offensive line's continued struggles, does it reflect more on the coaching or the front office?
No. I'd say it'd have to be coaching, but
Coaching it is.
Mhm.
Read it.
Ooh, ooh.
You're not going to read it for me, Lauren?
Oh, you want me to? I didn't hear you. Sorry. I really didn't. A C3 Panthers podcast said Charlotte Vibe got a lot of mic time in this morning's presser. Woo,
Because
woo.
I work for you guys,
4
and I needed to
questions.
get those questions in to help satisfy what I say I do.
C3 Panthers podcast. KPM got to think it's both. Front office, fair, is part of Matt Rule. They probably thought that they could get more out of them, which also implies coaching. Fair.
Chris, which is also my name, appreciate the $10 contribution.
Shout
Says
out
great
to you.
content, guys. I'm a little shocked. We're going to have to go ahead and end right here. What I can promise you that Lauren and I will do is that we will go on YouTube and go in the comments, and we will respond through the comments on YouTube to all the questions that we could not get to today. Appreciate it very much, Chris. Lauren, I feel like I was going to say something, but I forget. So any thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Oh, no, I feel bad we didn't get to go through all of them, but we'll get to you hopefully in the comments. But no, that was
Your
fun.
fingers look so big because they're right by the
I
camera.
know, because they're on my. Hopefully, I'm gonna take my MacBook to the Apple store,
store?
and hopefully I can get that figured out. Yeah, because it's I don't know what's wrong with it. It's not that old. It's only a few years old, so I don't know what's going on there. But that's why my fingers look ginormous because they're really close. They're also my phone is also angled at a low angle, so you're seeing this bit angle of me. So I apologize that my hands are in the shot, but.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts. Yesterday was tough to watch. I know we all feel the same way. A lot of people in the comments said that Panthers fans need therapy, and I would have to agree with that. So on that
You're
note,
cheating.
let's
You're
hope
cheating. You're
things
trying to
get
read through the
better.
comments, so we're not going to finish them. She's going to reply.
I'm really not. That was like the very first few comments that people said Panthers fans need therapy. So on that note, I would have to agree and say, let's hope for a better ending to the season.
Hey, Lauren, let's end on this. What do you think about the rest of the season? When I ask you that, it's nothing in particular, but just what's the first thought that comes to mind about a question that you have about the team or a prediction that you have about the rest of this 2020 season?
So prediction, I definitely think Tampa Bay is going to be a loss. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's going to be a loss. I definitely think
Both games?
Buffalo. I think Buffalo is going to be a loss. I think we're going to win Atlanta. I think we're going to beat them twice this year. And no, I don't know about the other. We might have a chance at home. I don't know. We'll see. But I definitely think that the Bills game will be a loss for us, sadly. I hate to say it, but the way they've played this year, yeah. So that's my prediction. We'll see if I'm right.
So I guess when we play the Bills, since it's the opposite of Miami, it's very cold and freezing up there.
Freezing, and it's
Terrace
outside.
Marshall will absolutely be active, and Shi Smith will absolutely be inactive because they don't need the speed anymore. They need thick guys or long guys that can survive the cold.
Yep.
But my thoughts about this season is I totally 1000% get how frustrated fans are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's tough when your team's not winning. It's tough when your franchise does not have back-to-back winning seasons in their history. And that's what we're dealing with. I'm not a fan of just blowing everything up because I feel like it's such a tremendous setback. I feel like you can take some pieces out and see what you have there and go for year 3 with Matt Rule at the helm and see how that changes things. And as far as like, we have so many questions at quarterback, like I don't know what to predict on so many things. With Cam, I don't know what to predict. With Sam, with Christian, with the offensive line, it's just a lot of questions. So here's the one promise that I can say, and I will absolutely uphold. As soon as the news breaks, I will report it. I will research it, and I will give you all the information that I can to help you understand what this team is doing and where they are going. So on behalf of Lauren, actually, I won't say goodbye for Lauren. I'm just going to say, see you guys later. Lauren, you can join me.
Adios.